Hi. So I've been doing like big book videos where I just talk about multiple books, and I haven't done a single like book review in a while, and so I am back with another book review. I'm really excited to review this book. And also I have my mic on my glasses. Isn't that cool? I saw a guy do it, and so I was like I want to do that. I don't remember who the guy was, but shout out to you cuz this is awesome, honestly. And now I shall reveal to you the book I have been reading because I love it so much, and I'm gonna have a great time talking about this. And that is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. This, I've heard about this book for years since I was a kid. One of my best friends at the time really loved this book, and I never really got into it. I just never really got into Greek mythology when I was smaller, but now I've started getting more into Greek mythology, and especially because I started playing the game Hades. That's going to be relevant later for this review. And yeah, it's just been a really, really great time reading this because I think that this is a great introduction to a series because Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief is a part of the series Percy Jackson and the Olympian Gods. I think that's the name of the series. If I'm mistaken, then editor Tay will put like you can put it right here. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, editor Tay. Okay. So moving on for with the book. Just to give you a summary of the book is about Percy Jackson, a 12-year-old boy. He finds out that he is a half blood, meaning that he is half god, half human. The god part are the Greek gods, and so he goes to this camp called Camp Half Blood, where all the other kids there are also half bloods. One of their parents is human, and the other parent is a Greek god, and so he like comes together with all of these other half bloods, and they also realize, and he also realizes that all of them have ADHD and dyslexia, and that's something that I really like. It's really meaningful to have that significant in the story because it helps people with ADHD and dyslexia feel seen, and even the way that Percy talks about his ADHD and dyslexia, I think that I've seen a lot of people say that they relate and that they really resonate with what he's saying. So I think that's really, really awesome. And okay, continuing, he later finds out that he is the son of Poseidon, one of the three main gods that is Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon. And in this particular book, the adventure kind of is Zeus thinking that Percy is the one that stole his lightning bolt, hence the name the Lightning Thief. Like I said earlier, the game Hades is important in this review because prior to reading this book, I played the game Hades and I have about 80 hours clocked in it. So, I my view of these Greek gods are the illustrations from the game Hades. So my image of Hades is the one that you see in the game Hades. I'm gonna put a picture up on screen because when I read the book, the description of Hades was much more like brooding. I feel like, uh, I think in the book he has pale skin with black robes and either black or white hair, but in the game he looks like this. I think it's a very drastic like change, but nonetheless, I did enjoy the descriptions of the gods in this book. But in terms of their appearance, I still look at them as the Hades like illustrations, and if you haven't played the game Hades, you should go play it or just like see some playthroughs. But I would recommend playing it because it is so good and it has a protagonist that's like akin to Percy Jackson, but he's Zagreus. And I am going on a tangent on something that's irrelevant. Going back to the book. Okay, so I love Percy. I love Percy. He's rebellious. He defies gods. And I think he really has the true like internal monologue of a 12-year-old child. I think that this is how, from what I remember from being 12. this is pretty representative of how a 12-year-old thinks, because in the beginning he's a little bit more self-interested, and that's not a flaw, but because he's 12 years old, he doesn't have a grasp on how big things are in out in the world. And so when he is met with all this prophecy, he doesn't really care, and I can't blame him, because what 12-year-old would care? He just cares about saving his mom and keeping his friends alive and keeping himself alive. And so he only realizes the weight of responsibility and the weight of the entire situation later on. And I think that's great. Also, Percy's friends, I fell in love with them almost immediately. Annabeth and Grover, I really love Annabeth. Athena is a Greek god that I really like. And Grover being a satyr, I have never really gone into the mythology of satyrs, so it's really, I think this version of satyrs are is a very interesting take, and take I like enjoy it a lot. And what other characters are there? Luke. See, with Luke, I could see his like future from the moment the oracle revealed the prophecy for Percy. Like the when Because for me, in the book, he is a big brother figure. He's supportive, he's charming, he helps out Percy with his training. He Annabeth has a crush on him, so since Annabeth is really smart and all, and she's a great gal. And so if she likes Luke, then like what could be wrong with him? Eh. To me, when the oracle said that there was gonna be a friend that turned his back on him, I was like immediately, Luke. He's too suspicious. He's too much of a great guy. And I could see it like from a mile away. And I'm not complaining. That's not a bad thing, because this is like for young kids. And I am I'm not a young kid. So but I really enjoyed it, even when even when I knew what was gonna happen, like later on when they like really really revealed it. I was like, I was still in shock. I was still in shock because the reveal was really good, and the build up and the tension up to that point, it was really really good. And overall, I really love the writing of the book as well. It's easy for me to read, and it's so much fun. And during the battle scenes, my heart was pumping. My heart was pumping. And granted, I did read it while like listening to Pompeii on blast like several times. I don't know why I chose Pompeii, but it really added on to it, and I loved it. And a coincidence, we all know that the Disney Plus show is gonna come out on this. Is gonna come out like next year, I think. And so while I was reading this, the trailer came out. And oh my god, by that point, I had already finished about more than half of the book, and so the trailer showed like some clips from the first half of the book, and oh my god, it was everything that I imagined in the book. Like down to the T, like the shirts, the armor, the atmosphere of Camp Half Blood. And I was like, how is this so accurate to what I was imagining, to what I thought of in my head? And it was just crazy. And I'm really excited for it because I've been wanting to read this book since I was a kid, but I just never had the motivation. And so only now have I had the motivation to start picking up this book. And I love it. I am so excited to read the next book. And also, I don't know if I'm gonna give like ratings in my future videos. And I'm just gonna start saying if I loved it and if I recommend it. And for this book in particular, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, I absolutely loved it, and I will recommend it, highly, highly, highly recommended, so that you can also finish it before the Disney Plus series comes out. I am planning to read the entire series. Now that I've read the first book, I feel like I need to know everything now. I need to know everything. And I can tell why this book really dominates the like kids fiction, because this is amazing, this is great, this is awesome. And yeah, I really hope that I can finish this series before the Disney Plus series comes out, and I'm really excited to read the other series that Rick Riordan also writes. I'm also very like excited for this one specific one called it's the title is The House of Hades. I'm really excited for that because, well, I play the game Hades, and so I kind of want a little peek. So yeah, I love this book so much. Highly, highly recommend. If you want to see my like rating out of, in stars, you can go check out my Goodreads. And I love this book. I love this book. I already want a Camp Half Blood shirt, but I'm gonna wait until the actual show comes out, and so I'll get that one because in comparison to the movie, like Camp Half Blood shirt and the series Camp Half Blood shirt, I think I like the newer one better. So I'm gonna wait for that one, and I'm just gonna. Okay, yeah, that's all. Bye.